Alright, so here today we got a pretty fun one. If you don't already know, the JP side of this game is very, like, crazy. There's a lot of JP players, a lot of JP sites that cover this game, and one of the most, like, known ones for gacha games and other games associated, where they make tier lists and breakdowns, has officially released the full tier list and entire composition of every insane deck, every deck that they've tested. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into, and we have a full compilation here of everything you might want to know regarding the newest set and what you might want to be using when it comes to it. Today we're going to try it out, see how it is, and if you like this tier list in the future, we can keep it updated, as in I cover it whenever it gets updated. And there are other JB sites if we want to go like do a deep dive, an entire video going through what their side of the community is coming up with and what they're cooking with. We can do it in the future. With no delay, let's jump into it. New to the channel, like it, subscribe, it helps out a ton. Giratina winner on screen, congratulations. If you would like to enter in, just comment down below Giratina, be subscribed, and if you win, contact me on Twitter. Thank you. Let's get into things. So first up over here, this is what the site is that we're going to be going through and checking the JP tier list. They've officially just updated the entire site and added every single new deck here, and also their rankings of what they consider it. Remember, the JP community obviously will have different ideas when it comes to testing these cards and trying out these cards. Also, remember, it's an entirely different like meta if you were to think about it. Depending on what they choose to run versus what Global chooses to run, obviously it's going to be maybe more popular cards being like, hey, Darkrai is the more popular card or the more popular deck being run. So some decks might shine versus what it is on the Global side. It's always going to be that kind of difference here, but this is again a game with JP. If you've played Genshin, Honkai, Dokkan, Grand Cross, Nikkei, any games like that, this site covers them pretty well, and they have their own testers for everything here. And from community feedback and everything, this site is pretty much very reputable. And they also got information early on the last set and the set before this, so damn, they are giving info to people early, I swear. But we have, again, overseas deck as well. Basically, they have various overseas decks, which is us, right? We're overseas, where they talk about basically what we think of decks and how we've crafted decks and what it looks like for us. They have a strongest card section, and obviously we're in the strongest deck section. So here we go. Tier list time. This is what JP is considering the top tier. They rank it based on SS tier, S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier. That's going to be exactly what they go with here. If you see a name that doesn't look right, it's because the translation doesn't properly grab that name. For example, Torterra is not Dodotos, I don't know. So just keep that in mind. That's what's going to happen here. But we have the decks also we're going to go through. We're going to like mainly focus on the top decks, and then we'll talk about the other ones lower in a little bit. But basically, what is Game with JP saying over here when it comes to SS tier? They're considering Gyarados, Darkrai EX, Magnezone, and Palkia EX to be the top 3 decks in the game as of right now, as of where it stands. They're on their own entire tier by themselves. There used to be a time where this site had like Pikachu EX or Mewtwo up there, and it's crazy to see how many changes have come through when it comes to these decks here. I also want to make it clear, this is a proof point that's like something you definitely want to know. If you were to look at it when it comes to this game here, a lot of people originally said Gyarados was dog crap. Originally, that was a consensus the community came to, and then once testing came through, it was a whole different thing. Everyone said that Palkia deck will not be as good as maybe a different deck that was shown in one of the in the entire screenshots we had originally, but Palkia still remained much better. That always is the case here. You will never have the entire answer day one. You will have to wait time until something is determined. And you know, for Gyarados, it took a bit of time, but people learned he's a real it's a real good deck here. But if you want to go and build the deck, it is 2 Carps, the full evolution line of Froakie into Greninja. We have Gyarados, we have Druddigon, and we have these trainers as listed. The highlights they're giving for this deck over here is the deck uses Crimson Gundam to buy time while training Gyarados EX and Greninja in the meantime. For opponents that cannot be one-shot by Gyarados, it is powerful to use moves such as Shark Skin and Water Shuriken to push down HP to 140 or less. I'm pretty sure they're talking Crimson Gundam as this over here. Maybe that's the translation they're going for. Obviously, it's not these, right? So that's there. While you're upgrading your Gyarados and Greninja, the best thing to do is put them front and center, while again you have your trainers here to back it up and make sure your cards get leveled up and energy detached, everything pretty quickly. You can also take a look into the acquired packs here of where you can pick this up, and it's cool to see that mainly the one card here from just, you know, Space Time SmackDown was basically just the one trainer card. Everything else was from previous sets, and the deck still did really good. Their highlights over here, 140 damage line is pretty strong. You can expect Kasumi to perform well. Early game instability is an issue. That's the only issue they really say here, but it still remains SS tier for their ratings. Ease of collection halfway through. Speed, it's up there. Firepower, definitely up there. Durability is definitely up there. And the stability is over there as well. Basically, people consider this like more of a snipe deck because of Water Shuriken and such. But it is a very, very fun deck, a very tanky deck here. And if you run it, you will definitely feel the power of the deck. So to each their own on this one. But originally called a bad deck, made its comeback, bro. It's made its comeback. Can't say it didn't. Yeah. Beyond that, though, they also put out I think another deck over here. Yes. So this is their second highest ranked deck. It is going to be the Darkrai Magnezone deck. In my opinion, it's called the Magnezone deck because, dude, Magnezone is a card, bro. Like, Magnezone is a real card. If there's a card you want, it's Magnezone, bro. He is absolute. And originally, people were like, dude, this Magnezone card is fake. It has to be fake. They were saying because, like, the art doesn't look that good, and we already have, like, Magnezone and such, and, like, the abilities weren't, like, were too much, and it was a real card. It was a genuine real card, and it's just fun to see. But it's a very, very powerful card here. So if you want to run this deck, the entire Magnezone line, 2 Darkrai's, obviously Druddigan over here, and then these are the trainers you want to run associated. The Darkrai and EX and Magnezone deck uses Crimson as wall to grow Magnezone. Same thing, right? Same Druddigan. While it grows, you can use the abilities of Darkrai EX and Crimson to reduce the opponent's HP and then defeat them with 110 damage from Magnezone. Remember, Darkrai and Cresselia, they both have their own little ability there, both mirroring each other, which is super cool lore-wise, but it's why Darkrai is still the better card because of how it's phrased and how it operates. It's a very, very powerful special, and that's why this deck is really that good. It's the Magnezone with the backline Darkrai just being annoying and peppering, and they also again show you where it's from. Part of the set is over here in the original, and then most of it is basically here being the core, which is, you know, Darkrai and Magnezone. Here's their ratings and such of what this is. Darkrai plus Magnezone is a powerful combination. Magnezone is self-sufficient in terms of lightning energy, accidents unique to second stage attacks or attackers. Over here, the ease of collection is a bit low. Not the I guess not the easiest is what they're going with over here. Yeah. Speed is definitely up there. Firepower is definitely up there. Durability is not so much, but more of a flaky deck. And then the stability is up there, so that's what they're giving over here. They have everyone's rating over here, but they don't have anything there, so wonder why that is. But next up over here, we have Palkia deck. This is what they consider the third deck over. Also, just so you know, these are the cards: Articuno, Manaphy, what is it? Vaporeon, obviously the EV set there, and then the other trainer cards associated. Their description: the deck uses Manaphy to accelerate powerful attacks such as Palkia EX. It is powerful because Manaphy and Kasumi's energy acceleration can compensate for Palkia's EX energy rush effect. I'm guessing Kasumi is referring to either Misty or this. I'm pretty sure because of the way we've seen this twice now. It's one of these two. So keep that in mind. Over here we have the set. Again, it's mainly in Palkia because you need the Palkia and Manaphy. Otherwise, what's the point? Palkia's EX large damage is powerful. Manaphy's energy acceleration is excellent. Bench Sniper plus Akagi makes it easy to get lethal. Oh my god. And then easy collection is over there on the bit lower scale because I'm guessing it's again split up there. Speed over here is definitely up there. Firepower, durability is a bit less. Stability is right here. So that's what this deck is. But that's their top 3. That is their official top 3 best decks in the game from what they're saying over here. We go into S tier now. Remember, S tier doesn't just mean like, oh, you know, if I run S tier versus an SS tier, I lost. In some formations, you can definitely destroy and definitely do great there. But you do see that a lot of decks are kind of falling here. It is sad that Infernape kind of got rated over here. You can kind of see that. Obviously, the new button will tell you where each deck falls in. But yeah, Infernape was what I really wanted to be good here. He just, I don't know. It's a bit of a flimsy deck that causes the issue. And I've seen most people rate Infernape very, very low. So kind of how it turned out. But the Weavile and Darkrai deck, which was originally hyped up more than Magnezone, ended up being a little bit less there. Yanmega also popped up over here. We have the Charizard deck over here. Base Charizard deck over here. We have this one, which is a kind of fun one. I don't know if you've seen this one, but it is kind of a fun one. That's the evolution line with Lucario. And I've seen people compete in the 45 emblem thing and get like straight 50-ish matches through 45 wins, maybe a few losses here and there. And it's a pretty good deck. If you want to try like a real budget, like free-to-play deck, this could be it. Like, this could actually be your budget free-to-play deck. There is no doubt about this one. You have the Pikachu deck from the, again, launch. You probably know about this one by now. Still ranking. It's not like they've fallen off. Definitely not as great as they once were. Articuno definitely, ate up a bit of hurt here, but they still did pretty solid. Celebi here still remaining, and then again, Dialga, one of the newer decks here, which is pretty cool. I will show you each of the decks just if you wanted to see them. But basically, here's what they provide on the decks. 2 Dialga, 2 Mew, and then just a boatload of trainers, and you're good to go. Ease of collection is here. Basically, it's up here, though, on the bottom. Over here, we have Yanmega. If you're running on the Yanmega deck, the Evolution line, and then all the trainers associated. If you want to try the Weavile and... isn't it Weevil? Have I been saying it wrong? Because some people tell me how to say Weavile, and some people have to say Weevil. So I'm in a situation here where I'm forced to, like, Rayquaza. Everyone says, oh, it's Rayquaza, but then some people say, no, it's, like, I'm in an issue, bro. I'm in an issue here. Altogether, though, you have the line for, obviously, him, and then you have Spirit Bomb and 2 Darkrai's, and then, again, all your trainers associated. So that's what they did for those ones over there. You pretty much know Celebi deck and Superior and all these over here. For A tier, Pachirisu. A lot of people also hyped up Pachirisu and didn't live up to what people wanted it to live up to. It was kind of expected. It wasn't like the main card of the set here. Something you can also expect in the future if you can take a look into it. Sort of the main cards of the sets really do the best, if you were to say. Palkia, Darkrai, Dialga, like the main focuses did the best. It's also funny that, there are always those little highlight picks. Magnezone, he did great, dude. Lucario in this, it did pretty good, dude. So there's always that, bud. Pachirisu over here, the Darkrai Weezing deck, which is kind of fun one if you want to run it. It's pretty meme-worthy if you would like to, wink, wink. Over here we have the Starmie Articuno deck. There is a Lucario deck. I'll show this one because I know a lot of my comments wanted Lucario to be crazy. But they also have the Luxray deck. So Luxray deck over here is looking like this, if you're wondering. They are rating it at like a pretty low tier, being A tier, right, tier 3. The ease of collection is definitely there for you, though. Remember, it's mainly a card you can literally trade very cheaply. Well, you can actually. No, sorry. Take that back. You can't trade this yet, but it's a card you can obtain pretty cheaply with the polling and such. Lucario over here as well. Base deck. If you're looking for like a non-EX deck and you want to like really have fun and try it out, these decks, bro, they operate, okay? Will you win every match? Definitely not, but you will win. And when you win, you'll feel it, man. Definitely an insulting thing to lose to a non-EX deck. Feels like that, but Garchomp over here. Sadly, again, a main focus. Everyone in my comments confirmed Garchomp would get an EX here, and that too become like a meta deck. Sadly, not as much as you may have wanted. Also, you really look into it, like the top decks here don't really have Cynthia in them. Maybe that's why Pokemon TCG Pocket didn't get top grossing and such, because Cynthia wasn't as usable per se for certain decks here. But it did rank for them as they are considering it a B tier deck. So nothing too crazy, nothing too exciting there. Gallade also kind of got a bit of a low ranking, maybe triggered some of the players here, but. I'm happy that Infernape got the way he did because trust, when Empoleon and Torterra got their EXs, they're going to be meta. Trust me now. The cope is unreal. If you're looking to run this deck over here, the evolution line for Gallade, Marshadow, I think that's Hitmonlee, right? Hopefully I didn't butcher that. And then they're rating it B tier at these pretty solid ratings, though, but that's what they went for. And yeah, these are the old decks you probably know about now. Licky, my goat, could not do anything. He did not do anything. The Togekiss deck that we originally wanted to take a look into didn't do much here as well. And pretty much the Torterra deck over here. The Cresselia deck sadly doesn't get too much of a rating here. They are rating it very, very, very low. They're putting it at the bottom here. Is this Mismagius? Yeah, over here. And then Electivire as well over there, but these are the decks they're considering not as good. So if you've seen these decks over here, Togekiss and Cynthia, or any of these ones, they're rating it at C tier. So if you want to still run them, if Licky is your meme pick, be my guest and run Licky. If Cresselia was free for you and you didn't pull on Space Time Smackdown, run Cresselia and have fun. But if you want to, again, take a look into the meta decks here, this is what they consider meta. And if you are looking into it, I'll try to leave a link down below to Game with JP. It depends. If you wanted to search it, just search Game with JP Pokemon. Because sometimes with links like this, because the ads that are served, it's a little problematic to link through a YT video. So I'll try my best to leave a link down below, but don't get mad at me if I can't. Sometimes it gets a little problematic with GP sites because of the ads they serve. So hopefully I could do my best and leave it in, but I might just abbreviate some of it so you can at least click it. But At least it's not linking you to somewhere. But okay, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But altogether, that's pretty much what they have over here on the tier list. Let me know what you think here. If there's any decks you want me to test out and show off how they operate, let me know also. There are some really fun decks that are popping up here, and some decks that JP has found that maybe Global hasn't even gotten like to test yet or show off yet. So if you want to see those decks, I'll definitely be more than happy to work on them. But take care of fun. Pretty much that's the tier list. Is it a W? Is it an L? What are you thinking? Good or bad? Is this worth understanding and studying and trying out? That's up to you. Is this reputable? Let me know as well. Take care of fun. Peace out. It's been it.